Welcome to the new age, baby.
That's right. What's up, money?
So we had this conversation before. We got a new sheriff in town now, I think.
We think?
I mean, look at his numbers.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing all the right things, and he has been doing them for a long time. Yeah. That's the other thing. You know, there are things that he did. Yeah, those guys are always trying to get better. They're always working on trying to get better. But, you know, I mean, the work he's done with Chris, I think, is great. Getting the club, a little steeper shoulder turn, getting the club more on plane, just allowed him to be more efficient in his ball striking as far as being able to work it both ways when he wanted to. But the guy was playing. I mean, if you look at his stats, dude, it's across the board. It's just so consistent.
Yeah, I was talking to Mark Long, who, I don't know if you know when you were on tour, but he says, I don't like him because he's a little guy that hits it a long way.
He's picked up a lot of distance. He bombs
it straight, too.
That's what I mean. And he's picked up distance. I mean, believe it or not, which is crazy, if you look at his stats, the only stats that he sucks at is from 50 to 125 yards. And on tour, 50 to 125, for a guy who bombs it, you're not going to have that in the par fives, for a third shot. Right. So that's a number to me. I mean, if you want to be good on the PGA Tour, you better be money from 150 to 210.
It's funny you say that because all Daly used to talk about back in the day was you need to be good from 150 in. Well, I think he was just talking about himself.
Yeah.
Because that's what he used to have.
Well, yeah, but if you look at, he was the mad bomber. I mean, and the golf courses were suited for the average person. Now, if you're average off the tee, shit, you don't have a choice.
Nope.
You got to bomb it, and they're all set up for bombers.
Did you see any of Saturday's round?
Yeah.
I mean, what's the worst you've ever played that you can remember?
What?
Like round? I mean, weather. Played in a tournament.
I think tour school second stage at TPC in Dallas. I think it was McKinney Ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the first time. I mean, I'm a Florida boy, right? So I go out there to play, and I'm like, "What the hell is this?" My caddy's like, "It's snowing." I'm like, no way.
You've never seen snow before?
No. I saw it on TV.
I caddied for Jeff Cook at the Woodlands. This is like I got on a flight. I flew from Australia. It was like, I don't know, it was like 100 degrees. And I get to Houston, finally. I caddied for Jeff Cook. It's 80 in the practice Thanksgiving. Remember the Thanksgiving festival, tour school. And the next day, it was like 30. Same deal. Bob Eastwood had a cart with the plastic covers.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was. Somebody walked up and said, "I'll give you $20,000 for that right now, that cover." He said, no.
No.
So the guys that didn't have caddies then, if you're in a cart, it makes it colder.
Yeah.
But he had that plastic cover in that cart.
That's crazy.
No, man. But, the guys that were able to survive that, and hang around for the last day. But, he shot 65. He could be Mr. 65 now. That could be his new name.
Yeah. I mean, what do you like about his game? I mean, what stands out to you that
what
you
stands
like?
out is nothing's bad.
Yeah. That's exactly what I see. He doesn't really have a weakness.
He used to say that about Cook. And when he was at Ohio State, he's like, well, I knew some guys that knew him. I go, what is this? He goes, well, he's just kind of good at everything. Or he's not bad at anything.
Yeah, another way to put it.
But, he didn't putt that great in the PGA. And he kind of jacked that last putt to win it. But, hey, look at his numbers.
Yeah, he's getting it done. He's getting it done. And, he's got the confidence. I mean, you realize he finished in the top 10 in every major.
Now he could literally actually Tiger Slam in this thing coming up.
Yeah.
He's got a chance to Tiger Slam it. What are the next two majors? The Masters and the...
Yeah, what's it?
Masters PGA.
No, he just won the PGA.
He won the PGA.
It goes back. Masters PGA. Yeah, you're right.
So if he wins the Masters and U.S. Open next year, he Tiger Slams. He's got all the trophies at the same time.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's really cool. I think, like I said, it's pretty cool to see.
It's good for golf because the way golf was heading to U.S. Open, it was a joke. This was good for the PGA Tour. They've all got to get together eventually, but right now at least they've got some people that can play.
Let me ask you this: what was your biggest letdown? Who was your biggest letdown?
Well, you and I
think was going to play.
You and I picked Adam Scott. We went the old guy. He was right there.
Dude, how do you he's playing well. He hits it well.
But people always talk about the course is separate. I go, the weather's always going to win.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the weather.
Yeah.
I mean, that golf course, if they can tear that place up if it's not blowing, but when it blows there, and depending on how it blows.
Yeah.
And I just think that, it's one of those deals where like Adam Scott, you and I picked Adam Scott. I mean,
yeah.
And he did well.
What'd you think of Rory?
He's a mess, dude. It's not good. I heard him interviewed this morning on XM radio, and he goes, "Yeah, after I'd made that big number, I was thinking about where I'm going to go on vacation." I go, "That's why I'm not a big fan, Rory. You ain't got it right up here. Maybe you had it at one time a little bit. Maybe you never had it, but you were so good physically that you could do it. But now you don't. I want to." When he says stuff like that, I'm thinking about where I'm going to go on vacation. So you mean you're not going to grind? You're not going to grind it out, buddy. You're just going to quit and think about going on vacation.
I think he's in a different mindset. He's in a different mindset, dude. He's focused. Golf is secondary, and his wedges. I can't. That drives me friggin' bonkers. I know you always talk about those distance wedges. I'm like, every time I'm watching him, I'm like, oh shit, here we go. Bryson
had that problem too. But I think he's still a little loose there.
Yeah. Well, Tiger did too when he came out. He couldn't control his wedges.
Where do you think it's going from here? I mean, I think it's good. There's 3 or 4 people that can play every week. I mean,
yeah.
You got 4 legitimate people that can get all the majors.
Yeah, I mean, once Schauffele hit the scene of winning a major, now he's won another one. He's a contender now. He's a guy that's going to be in there because he's got all that shit out of his head, and that plays a role too. I know you go, you don't want to listen to it, and you got to stay focused, but you start thinking that shit yourself.
Yep.
And that's the way golf is, and unfortunately, when you're playing bad, you're never thinking it's going to ever end. I mean, this is the new me. This is me. This is how I play now. And then when you're playing great, you never think that's going to win. I'm never going to play bad again.
Yeah.
So it's so fickle, man.
Well, if you look at Rory and Jordan Spieth, who would have been having this conversation, 7-8 years ago, you're going, well, here we go, and then you just never know, do you?
Yeah, he's another one that's wearing me out, Jordan Spieth, with those short putts. It's just the speed control on those things, man. It's just unbelievable. He's got the same distance coming back.
He's still looking at the hole.
Sometimes he looks, sometimes he doesn't, and then they'll drain it from 30 feet, 40 feet.
And then you got that 3.5 footer. You're like, ooh, cross your fingers.
It's just so hard when it hits the hole. That's what I mean. It's like, what are you doing?
Doesn't work at Augusta, does it?
No.
Not unless it's an uphiller. No, I think this is like they're calling this the season. I just can't believe the majors are over. I mean, now we got the FedEx Cup, but what do you think? Who's going to be number 1 in the world? Depends on the FedEx Cup.
I think it's going to come down to that. I mean, it's going to be a great race to see who comes out on top. I would probably, if I was a betting man, I'd say Scheffler. It's hard. He's still always in the mix, dude.
Yeah, it'll be nice if those two were playing and squaring up coming down the stretch. That would be good for golf too, I think. All right,
really good.
Carnival, we send all our condolences to the families and everything, because I know you and I know a lot of people that know him well that are older than us.
Yeah,
kind of. But I've been listening to him on XM radio for like 10 years. He was really good.
Yeah,
he had a good show, and it's too bad.
Yeah, man, I hear you.
All right, bud.
All right, dude. Good talk.
Later. What do we got coming up? We got the race for the FedEx Cup.
The race, baby. Yeah, absolutely. We got to.
The money's big out there. You might have to come out of retirement.
No way.
Are you 50 yet?
Yeah, I'm 54.
I'll caddy for you.
Dude, I don't have it anymore.
Oh yeah, I know. I'll coach you up. Coach up, but go and get that money.
All right, bud. All right, brother.
Later.
Later.